Seems like we never left, but we'll say we welcome you back anyway. The Dog Pound is the location. It is the Grube Classic opening round of the 2025 version. We appreciate you joining us as we've got two back-to-back games here this afternoon as the Grube Holiday Classic about to tip off. 5-0 St. Francis taking on 3-1 Anthony Wayne. Brent Balbinot alongside Chris Dale saying thank you for joining us as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is now on the air. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac located on North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Visit them online at drivebobestill.com. Well, we've got a Generals team that is a little bit behind everybody else, not just as far as their division peers, but especially in the Northern Lakes League with only 4 games underneath their belt. But despite being a small sample size, they are off to the races. 3-1, 2-1 in conference play. St. Francis, a lot was expected. Head coach Jamie Kakmarek and his crew have delivered early, 5-0. Chris, this promises to be an interesting matchup. Anthony Wayne, good athletes, but when you look at who's the basketball star, they're probably still underclassmen waiting to really come into their wings. On the flip side, for a St. Francis Knights team that is basically upperclassmen laden and some real horses, they want a track meet this afternoon where Anthony Wayne is going to want the salsa mild. It'll be interesting to see what wins out here today because tempo is going to spell the difference.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know, you're looking at Anthony Wayne, great football season. I'm sure there's a lot of football players out there. You know, they're getting their basketball legs. It is totally different. But what I know is they know how to win. And they have been very successful in all of their sports over the last few years. And they're going to come out and they're going to compete real well against St. Francis. And anybody knows anything about St. Francis, great tradition of basketball, great athletes. They're going to be able to get up and down the court, like you said. You know, it's kind of almost like an AAU type style. Let's run and gun. And Anthony Wayne, more disciplined type style. So it's going to be interesting to see which one wins out, as you said, and looking forward to a great basketball game. We're
going to take a quick timeout. Going to be back with more right after this. You are watching the pregame Bob Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame right after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues live from the Dog Pound. Opening round of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. Brent Papelon alongside Chris Dales. Time now for a look at your starting lineups. Brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Coach assures me he's only been taking advantage of those for the last 50. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at the St. Francis Knights, 5-0 on the young season. Matter of fact, they were in Detroit last night with the TAC basically dissolving, and a handful of schools in Detroit, a handful of private or Catholic schools in the Toledo area forming that new interstate Catholic conference. It's meant for a lot of long bus rides. But they came off a big win last night against Catholic Central, 67-62, to again keep their record perfect at 5-0. Starters, Jamison Heck. Heck stands in at, I believe, about 6'3". He's a senior guard. But again, you take a look at guys that stir the drink. They've got 4 of them, 4 starters that average double figures. Heck, at nearly 14 points per game, 3.3 boards, 5 assists per contest. Raheem Brown will be at the other guard, 14.3 points, 4.5 boards. Chris Polinitz, 10.5 points, 3.5 boards. Trayshawn Chenault, 3.5 boards, but he hits the glass, 5.5 per contest. And Alan Horton in the middle, 11.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per contest. They bring some size, they bring some physicality. On the flip side, for the Generals, again, great overall athletes, somewhat of a young team. Zane Kadzia gets the starting nod. Kadzia is the alpha. I was told basically by Coach Arthur, if the coaching staff wasn't around, he would be the man to step up, lead practice, and everyone would shut up and listen. You need those types of field generals, Coach.
You definitely do, and in so many ways. Everything from on the court to in the locker room to in the classroom. Those are the types of kids that you just love, and leadership style that just takes over the whole entire school, and also obviously the basketball program. He
averages 12 points, 3.5 boards, but he also shares the rock at 3.5 assists per ball game. At off guard, Blake Robeson, 14.5 points per game. Cole Bidenham, 12.5 points, 8.5 boards, and also 3.5 assists. So for a big man, he's got some pretty good handles and has a decent passing game. Jackson Urinovich, 6.5 points, 5 boards per contest. And Mason Taylor, 8 points, 4.5 boards, and 4 assists per ball game. He had 9 in their contest earlier this week versus Rogers. As a matter of fact, coming off a blowout win last night at Findlay, where they broke the 70-point mark for the first time this season. Trust me, I don't want to call that a one-off, but that is not the tempo that they want to play with. And those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to the game, courtesy of Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. Let's start with the Anthony Wayne Generals. And as we talked about it, there we go. They do not want to run. St. Francis wants a track meet. So as Coach Arthur and I were talking, he wants to keep the salsa mild tonight. Doesn't mean they won't run if they don't have the opportunities, but if it isn't there, the last thing he wants them to do is force a bad shot, which he in effect says that's as good as a turnover. You take a long shot or a shot outside of the offensive rhythm, you might as well just hand them the basketball. So keep it mild tonight. Then secondly, you got to move with and without the basketball. if you're going to break down this St. Francis defense. The ball cannot stick. And, Coach, how many times have we seen that happen? Even if you think you got the numbers, but a good transition D will stop it, and then you see teams freeze. They can't do that this afternoon.
Yeah, really interested in the keys to his game. I don't know if I've ever heard of keep the salsa mild.
Yep.
I've never heard of that, but it makes all the sense in the world. And also about, the ball you cannot just stand still. You got to move all the time, and that is so true. How do you score out there is by moving without the ball. And I'm sure that they'll be very disciplined, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of movements, a lot of screens away from the ball. So, I think he's right on track right there.
On the flip side, for the Knights of St. Francis, led by head coach Jamie Kaczmarek, again, keep the glass clean. They average nearly 37 total rebounds per contest. Whether that's to start the fast break or just make it one and done for the opposition, they hit the glass very hard. And then on the other side of it, everybody gets theirs. So often you see a team that maybe has one, possibly two standouts, and everybody else looks like they're just playing a role. They have to be out there to fill out the starting five. As we mentioned, they've got 4 starters that average double figures. Everybody gets theirs, and you don't see any attitude. That's when they're there at their best.
Well, what's interesting about keeping the glass clean is, number one is, defensively, only allow Anthony Lane 1 shot. And then 2, offensively, hey, an offensive rebound or 2, who knows, that could add up to 10, 15 points per game.
Yep.
So great keys right there. And then, when you do have, so many talented players, it makes it hard for the defense to focus on one person or 2 people. I love it. Hey, give everybody a chance to score. Great teamwork. We'll see what they can bring tonight.
And no attitudes. If one is down, maybe half their average, they're pumping up the rest of their teammates.
Definitely.
There are no prima donnas on this roster.
Definitely.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. The men in stripes here this afternoon, we've got a good group. Jacob Botek, Randy Prince, and Wayne Allstater. As you see the colors being unfurled from the rafters, it's time for our national anthem, brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. The national anthem brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office, proud to support local veterans and their families. If you would like to learn more about the resources that might be available to you as a veteran or a veteran's family member, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans office. That's defiance-county.com/veterans office. Or call 419-782-6861. Time to get this one going. We've been hanging around all day long. I know when talking with the coaches, 3 out of the 4 teams that are participating this year were here last year. The only newbie is Bowling Green, as it was Start out of the City League for Toledo that was here. But again, Coach Lehman reached out to Bowling Green's staff, and in particular, Coach Mason Roth, and he jumped at the chance. Look, most coaches will tell you before the Christmas holidays, they want to give their team a little bit of a taste of what the postseason might be like. And you just don't want to go anywhere, but you want to go somewhere where you're going to be tested. This is really I can't call it a nice little tournament because it's grown into its own here, but this is solid. Teams are now knocking on the door to participate in this tournament.
Yeah, and not only that, but you're playing during break, and I think that is so important. And not only are you playing, you're playing against good competition that goes exactly what you're saying, Brendan, about the tournament style here. And a lot of times, you get a little stagnant during Christmas because you get a break. Some teams don't play for over a week or so. This won't be the situation with these 4 teams, and what a great opportunity and what a great place to play at.
As the starters being introduced, Anthony Wayne in their traveling blue uniforms with the white lettering and numerals. They will be the visitors. St. Francis in their home whites with the blue numerals and lettering with the red trim. They will be the home team. Nothing left to do but get this one going. This is a little bit of a throwback. Van Halen and Jump.
Classic.
Back in the mid-'80s when the synthesizer was just being discovered by professional musicians.
This is the music that was in the locker rooms. This is classic.
All right, in the center circle, it will be Horton for St. Francis. Going up strong, Biderhorn. And Biderhorn loses to the much taller Horton here. So we are underway. Boy, right now Anthony Wayne coming out in a very strong man-to-man defense and immediately dribble penetration. Nice dish by Brown. Just like that, they break it down. Horton was the beneficiary there, but that one was broken down by the off-guard Raheem Brown.
Great penetration by St. Francis.
Oh, wow, good drop step into the middle of the paint. Biderhorn going up against the taller Horton and banks 2 off the square. Quick 3 at the other end. This is the pace that the Knights want, Coach.
Yep, we're seeing it right now. They also came out with a little man-to-man press right there, Anthony Wayne did, and they broke it in one pass, one shot, 5-2.
5-2 after the Premier Bank three-pointer.
Looks like both teams are in man-to-man defense here to start off the game.
And this is what we were talking about during one of our keys. The ball can't stick. Nice backdoor cut. And you saw Robinson maybe anticipating a challenge that wasn't there, and he floated that one long.
Nice offensive rebound by Anthony Wayne, able to put it right back to pull within 1 point. Turnover.
Chenault with the rarity. Ooh, a shot to the chops on the drive. Well, Robinson, check that, Kudzia.
Nice double team by Anthony Wayne on the defensive end to create that turnover to get the fast break layup right there.
Polonitz will be the guilty party, or is he? No, actually it's going to be Heck. And another turnover, but they get it right back. Robeson out up top. Banked in! Biderhorn with a Premier Bank 3.
Anthony Wayne's in a 2-2-1 full court press here. St. Francis broke it with no problem.
And it pays dividends.
Anthony Wayne's bringing it down.
Kudzia will slow it down. This is more the tempo that Anthony Wayne wants.
You can see that. They want to get in their half-court set.
Up by 2. Good aggressive drive and everything but finish. Uranovich. You tell him to shoot that shot again, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Can't turn that up. Great drive.
Polonitz on the drive. He picks up the contact. And the foul's going to go against Biderhorn.
Interesting. Thought he was shooting, but I guess not.
I'm going to say on the floor. Lob pass into Horton. Biderhorn is giving up probably, about a half a foot down low.
Yep.
Biderhorn isn't posting, though. It's a step back 3. It doesn't seem to matter when you can shoot that far out. Jamison Heck with a Premier Bank 3.
No hesitation at all.
He's got the stroke, and the Knights have retaken the lead 8-7. Nice jab step, driving baseline. That's a great recovery by Raheem Brown to knock the ball out of bounds.
Anthony Wayne's being really aggressive in attacking the basketball, or attacking the basket. That's a great start to the game.
Catch, that's an inbounds play. It's a set, and the 3 is short by Robinson. Another offensive board, and look at this. Uranovich with the garbage put back.
Anthony Wayne staying in there 2-2-1 half-court press.
Almost the steal there. Baseline drive. Horton on the secondary break. Johnny on the spot, though. Brown kicks it out. This is a heat check. Long off the heel of the iron from Heck. Out of bounds.
One thing that Anthony Wayne's got to do is once they're in that zone, 2-2-1, half-court press, then they go back to man. They have to find their man, and they left him wide open right there. They were looking at each other. So that's one thing that they're going to have to talk through to make sure that they have the right person.
Tempo-wise, it still feels like this game's being played at St. Francis's pace. As a nice drive baseline. That's just great aggressiveness by Butterhorn.
Really impressed.
He's got all but 2 of their 11 right now.
Yeah, he's hitting the boards. He's attacking the basket. He's doing everything for him. Rebounding.
Brown cut off by Cudzia. And look at this. St. Francis is slowing it down. Half-court set. Let's see. They're going to overload to one side, and are they going to run kind of a flat play here? Oh, wow. What a crossover. Coming to a jump stop. Everything but finish. Rebounded by Juranovic. And with a 3-point lead, despite this game, I think, being played at St. Francis's pace, that's the kind of discipline, everything but finish there. And yet you look up at the scoreboard, Coach, and it's Anthony Wayne with a lead.
Yeah, definitely. They're doing a lot of good things. Nice backdoor cut, too, down here. They just didn't finish. St. Francis got a nice an easy basket underneath the basket there.
Heck with the basket to pull the Knights to within 1. High blocks, but being pushed off of them. Nice crossover, I should say, by Robeson. Loose ball. Who wants it? Heck comes out of it with a 3-on-2. He'll get rid of it. Oh, what a move. Late pass, and they lose the advantage. They'll kick it out to the corner. Long board tracked down by Chenault.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that for Anthony Wayne. They were all in good position, just a long rebound there. Slowing it down.
This is interesting, though, with Anthony Wayne's transition D here this afternoon, Coach. We've seen St. Francis, just as I was about to say, have to slow it down. Of course, when you got explosive athletes like that the seas just parted for Chenault.
Yeah, without a doubt. And he attacked the basket, and he finished real well. Anthony Wayne didn't rotate for any help defense at all on that.
So Knights back up by a point, 12-11.
Anthony Wayne is getting a lot of layups here.
And just as Coach says that, a long three.
Yeah.
Kicks in and out, offensive board, and Horton's going to be the guilty party coming over the back.
Give Anthony Wayne a lot of credit. I believe that is their 3rd or 4th offensive rebound, and they've converted on the vast majority of all those.
So that's going to send the Generals to the free throw line for the first time today. I was told it's Juranovic. Originally, I'd heard Juranovic, but I've been told the PA announcer at Anthony Wayne says Juranovic. So if the Juranovic's/Juranovic's are watching, we're trying.
Tough. That's tough, yeah.
He drains his first. Second falls through.
Anthony Wayne's back to their full court press, 2-2-1. So far, St. Francis has had no problem breaking the press.
And I think the press right now isn't designed by Anthony Wayne so much to get a turnover as it's just designed to slow the game down.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Slow them down.
Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Little weave there by St. Francis.
Polanitz surrenders the basketballs. We've got a substitution for the first time for the Knights as Jermaine Polk has checked in.
Nice drive, nice finish. It's a tough shot.
Polanitz picks up his first points from inside the arc. I wouldn't call this a heavyweight bout, but probably a good maybe bantamweight or middleweight bout. Both these teams selecting when to punch and scoring some points.
They are definitely going at each other. Both teams are really attacking the basket.
Polanitz got a little too deep and in the air. That's a turnover. 3-on-1. Going hard to the iron, and that's an aggressive move by Robinson.
Nice finish. I thought he was going to give it up, but he took it right to the basket.
Look at this. Anthony Wayne doing more than their share of running and gunning.
Yeah, and I really credit a lot of the transition. Good defensive mental funnel play, being able to get St. Francis only one shot on the offensive end.
Just over 60 seconds left to go, first quarter. Wide open look from the left wing, and you can't give Jamison Heck that easy of a basket. His second from distance, and the Knights up by a pair.
Yeah, Anthony Wayne had a little breakdown there. You cannot leave him wide open like that.
Another Premier Bank three-pointer, yourpremierbank.com. On the drive, and the rejection by Horton.
Nice play by Anthony Wayne. They went 4 across and little backdoor cut. They're just not finishing.
Up by 2. Doesn't look like they're going to take the air out of the ball as St. Francis continues to work the offense quickly. Plenty of time with 26 seconds left to go. Coach signaling the play that he wants, and now they're going to hold.
A fast first quarter.
Very.
Tempo extremely high.
I only have 3 total fouls between both teams. 9 seconds. Horton flashes. Nobody's there. I don't know how you lose a guy at almost 7 feet, and he lays it in easily.
A real nice backdoor pick there.
Half-court shot. If it goes, wow, in and out. And what a tremendous first 8 minutes of basketball. Anthony Wayne led for most of the way, but again, a late spurt. And St. Francis takes a 4-point advantage into the second quarter. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout, serving Defiance since 1916, located on County Road 424. Check them out online at markmoatsford.com. Second quarter, when we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Second quarter underway as we welcome you back to the Dog Pound, opening round of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. St. Francis of Toledo leading Anthony Wayne 19-15. Generals had a good look, had 2 good looks, and turn it over. Our score remains Knights by 4.
Another offensive rebound by Anthony Wayne. I'm really impressed in how they are attacking the offensive boards, creating some extra shots for them, and just unfortunate they threw the ball away.
Down low, St. Francis going with a big lineup, Polk and Horton. And again, coming out up top half of this defense, really laying the pressure on as Ethan Robeson is checked in.
Looks like Anthony Wayne's went to a zone here. Looks like a 2-3 zone.
It's 2-3 or is it a 1-3-1?
Yeah, you know, that's what I originally thought It's some type of zone. I think they're trying to pack it in a little bit.
Wait until the ball drops below the free throw line and we'll see the rotation. But I think this might be a 1-3-1 here, Coach. And it certainly looks like it right now. Yep. Trying to extend the foul line, and right now St. Francis is having a tough time attacking it. And there was the look that they got, and not ready to shoot was Polk. Down low, pump fake, and the defense smothering right now by Anthony Wayne. Long 3 left wing, and that just rips your guts out when you play such great defense, and then Raheem Brown drains a Premier Bank three-pointer.
Give St. Francis credit with some patience there. They finally got the open look, and they took it.
Anthony Wayne, largest deficit of the ball game. They led most of the first quarter. And here's what we talked about. Salsa's got to be mild, and they're slowing it down despite being down by 7. This is where you need your best look, not your fastest look.
Without a doubt. Just be patient, get a good shot. I will say this, Anthony Wayne probably had 5 or 6 layups in the first quarter in which they missed. So the game could be a little bit closer. They could even have the lead going into the second quarter.
Cole Gast has checked into the ball game, all 6'3" of him. Sophomore, and the upside is high on this young man. Dad, Jay Gast, played in the early 80s at the University of Toledo. And I will say this, tremendous guy. Guy that you'd love to sit across the table from at a barbecue, but when that whistle sounded, he wanted to tear your head off.
You got to like that type of personality.
Now, he's in attendance today. I promised him. Matter of fact, you see him right there about halfway up in the stands in the white T-shirt. That is Dad, and he may smile before the end of the game, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Loose ball in the middle of the paint, and we've got a jump ball call. The arrow points to St. Francis.
Both teams really getting after it underneath the basket. The referee's having a little talk with a couple of them. A little extra pushing going on right there, trying to settle them down.
Well, and again, half court, but I would also say this, Anthony Wayne would prefer a little bit more of a physical game.
Yeah, definitely so. And they're taking it. I mean, they're not backing down at all to St. Francis. Looks like they are sticking with the 1-3-1 half-court defense here.
Look how far the ball is being pushed out right now by the top half of this Anthony Wayne zone.
I think that's exactly what they want to do.
Boy, and then you get dribble penetration like that by Heck. Horton crashes, jump ball. I will say this, Anthony Wayne's bench is incredibly animated. I mean, anytime they make even a slightly better than expected play, they are going crazy.
You know, there are some coaches that actually grade their benches. You know, are they into the game? You know, are they supporting their players? Do they know what's going on? And I think that's a great tool, and give credit to the Anthony Wayne coaching staff. Hey, their bench is into it.
You're going to need that to beat the heavy favorite so far this afternoon. Good dribble penetration, nice drive and dish. That's an open look for a corner three. They did everything but finish. Mason Taylor wishes he had that one back.
Good ball movement by Anthony Wayne.
And good penetration by Heck. Drives, dishes. Long three put up by Reed Crowell, who's checked in. Nothing doing. Again on the fast break, and they miss the bunny. Boy, you talked about it, Chris. Yeah. How many point-blank shots have the Generals missed right now?
Yeah, they're getting close to double figures, and you got to finish that. You finish that, and now it's you got an opportunity for a three-point play. You get 2 shots, but 3's better than 2. But give Anthony Wayne credit; they are attacking the basket. He makes his first.
I was going to say, if you're not going to make the basket, at least make the free throw, correct?
Yep, definitely so.
So Taylor.
Clock stopped.
In the books. Yep. That's the first point for the Generals, almost halfway through the second quarter. And they'll have to be satisfied with one.
Another offensive rebound by Anthony Wayne. Another chance.
Banked in, and just kind of strutting his stuff on the way back, Blake Robeson.
I guess a 4-point play is better than a 3-point play.
Why not?
Offensive rebound. Oh. You can't leave the low block open on the 1-3-1. Nice job by St. Francis seeing the open player.
Kroll answers quickly, and the lead remains 5. Anthony Wayne still hanging within arm's reach here. Cudzia, he averages nearly 14 a game. He is scoreless so far this afternoon. Heat check. Long three by Robeson off the mark. Battle for the board in the middle of the paint. Who wants it? It's a scrum. Bodies flying everywhere, and the Generals get the timeout.
And they got the ball.
That is just pure hustle.
Great hustle by Anthony Wayne. I mean, those guys are scrapping out there. Once again, another offensive rebound by Anthony Wayne Generals.
What do they say? You've heard this phrase a million times, especially being an old football coach. Sometimes it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Anthony Wayne is throwing all caution to the wind right now.
Yeah, they definitely do. And when you are playing at this level, good things are going to happen, and that's what they're doing. They're playing against a very good team. I think they're out hustling them, and you can't ask for anything more out of your players, and kudos to Anthony Wayne. And let's see if they convert on the out-of-bounds play here. Last time they were in this situation, the ball in the same spot, they missed another bunny shot. So we'll see if they go back to it. Five-point game.
And right now, still possession of the basketball. So a basket here, and all of a sudden, 3:29. Not to say that they're not in it right now, only down by 5, but you cut the razor's edge even thinner, and a bad inbounds pass.
Yeah, great idea. St. Francis went to a 2-3 zone to pack it in. That was interesting.
Kroll gets the steal, and there's that quick shot, but one and done at the other end. Anthony Wayne. Nobody picks up the ball as Cudzia brings it across half court. He'll drive. Nice move, and did he draw the contact? Yes, he did. Polk, the guilty party.
Give Anthony Wayne credit. They are attacking St. Francis, attacking him hard at the center and down the lanes. They keep this up, they're going to be shooting a lot of foul shots before halftime.
Well, right now that is the second foul, but you got to make them. And normally Cudzia is money at 75%, but he misses his first.
Got to convert these.
This to pull to within 4, and he does.
No press by Anthony Wayne. Looks like they're just going to fall back to, looks like the zone again. Yeah, the 1-3-1.
Yep. Trying to extend the foul line. The problem is St. Francis has shown no fear from beyond the arc. And when I say no fear, I mean NBA range on a couple of occasions.
That's exactly why Anthony Wayne went to this, to put pressure on the outside to try to get someone in the outside shooter's face. That's the design of this.
Heck crosses over. He is lightning quick.
And I will give St. Francis credit. They're patient. And they've got some easy, nice two-point buckets because Anthony Wayne's not completely rotating on it.
Polk is banging away the low blocks with Gast. And the sophomore, how many pounds would you say he's given up? 20, 25?
Man, you might be being nice on that. Yeah, definitely.
And we got a whistle out at top. Or did we have a 3-second violation? Nope, an offensive foul.
Yeah, illegal screen. There we go.
I believe that's going against Kroll. Number 34?
So. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't be moving on that pick.
It's his first, team foul number 3.
Good possession defensively for Anthony Wayne. Man, they made it tough on St. Francis. Took them out of their rhythm.
Kroll will come out.
Big fella's back in for him.
Yep. They just trade. Pick your poison, right?
Nice pick and roll.
Nice backdoor cut. And foul on the pump fake. That's going to be Horton's second. But again, that's just a great aggressive move by Mason Taylor.
Yeah, St. Francis, they're going to have to do some adjustments at halftime. They're giving up a lot of backdoors, a lot of layups. I don't know where their backside help is at. They're going to have to talk about that.
Taylor splits the nylon on his first. Taylor, a 57% free throw shooter on the season. He's 2 for 3 so far this afternoon. And this to cut the deficit to 2. And he does. Boy, Anthony Wayne.
They're fighting their way back.
Absolutely.
Still in their 1-3-1. Really taking St. Francis out of their rhythm, what they want to do.
They have been forced to play half-court basketball for the better part of this quarter.
Yeah, they want to run. They want to go.
Heck, he's got range.
He's looking at it.
You've got to identify before he gets the basketball. He's a catch-and-shoot guy, but we've also seen his handles. He can drive.
Let's see how patient that they are. Good ball movement.
I was going to say.
One side to the other.
And here's the drive that we talked about, and a good footwork by Robeson, and now he's trapped. Is he going to lose the ball? From his rear end, he kicks it out. Kroll calls timeout. Coach Kakmarek saw that was going nowhere fast.
Good call. Yeah, he bailed him out. That was a good timeout by St. Francis. Good defense by Anthony Wayne.
It was
a smart move.
It was a flurry by St. Francis to end the first quarter, and you just kind of got the feeling with a 4-point lead that they were going to put basically the pedal to the metal. And all of a sudden, it didn't happen immediately, but with the style that Anthony Wayne wants to play, it's just kind of been like circling the drain here in the second quarter. Can you pick a moment in this quarter where the momentum switched back?
Well, I think it's when they went to their zone defense. Got a little chess match going on between both coaches right here, and Anthony Wayne's battling back, and I really do think with them going to the zone defense, it's really slowed St. Francis down. They've been able to get defensive rebounds, held St. Francis to one shot, and they're coming down and they are attacking the basketball. So I think the roles have kind of switched a little bit here.
Well, the Generals have outscored the Knights 7-5 here in the second quarter. We're just under 90 seconds left to go in the half. Off the inbounds. The big man Polk is checked back in, and look at this. He's going hard to the iron. He's taking on everybody and anybody, and he's fouled. Yeah. Holy cow. That was just attitude right there.
That was good patience by St. Francis to get the ball in. Options 1 and 2 was not there, so they went to the lob to the big guy, and Anthony Wayne was in man-to-man out of bounds underneath the basket, and sometimes that can give you some problems, and St. Francis read it well.
Polk goes to the free throw line, where he is not bad for a big man. Now, sample size is small, 5 out of 7, but that's a good-looking stroke.
Good touch by the big guy there. I can see why he's a 71%. Real confident.
How tall would you say he is? They don't list heights on the Knights roster, but I'm going to guess, what,
6'3", 6'4"?
I was going to guess maybe even 6'5".
Yeah, he's in that ballpark. Not only that, he's got to be 240, 250.
He is solid. He hits 1 of 2 here, and Anthony Wayne, boy, they barely saved that.
They did, though. Let's see what they can do here.
All right, here's my question for you. As you come up on 1 minute left to go and you're only down by 3, forget slowing it down and taking the air out of it, and they turn it over. And this, look out, jammed home by Treson Chenault.
Yeah, Anthony Wayne's just got a little bit more patience there.
Nice bounce pass. Nice pump fake. That's going to be a foul, and it's very fortunate that Polanitz didn't come down on his head.
Great read by him. He felt the pressure, good ball fake, then went back up. Too bad he couldn't have finished it, but good ball movement by Anthony Wayne to see the open person underneath the basket.
This will send Biden-Harn to the free throw line. Where are we here? 78% free throw shooter on the season, and he swishes home his first.
Definitely like the way Anthony Wayne's attacking the basket. They just got to keep doing that. And, they just got to keep, struggle or keep, moving at the foul line here. They're struggling a little bit, but they got to convert these.
Second on the way. Pure. 27-24 in a game that has been played primarily to Anthony Wayne's pace, at least here in the second quarter.
Yep.
Yet they still find themselves down by 3, so both sides can probably find silver linings to this.
Yeah, definitely. They're back into their zone. I think they found something. They just got to do a little bit better execution at the offensive end.
And St. Francis is going to take the air out of the ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait till the last shot here.
Well, Polk goes back to post up. They've been bringing him out to screen. And probably about the 10-second mark is when you'll see the Knights actually put their offense into motion.
This is definitely what Anthony Wayne wants. Falling into their hands.
About right now, 9 seconds.
Almost a turnover.
Heck, he's caught in the corner, and can they make something out of nothing? Brown.
Great defense.
They won't get a shot off. It was a prayer, and what tremendous defense by Anthony Wayne in the final 40 seconds. So a tempo in the second quarter played almost primarily to the Generals' pace. Yet at the same time, if you are St. Francis, you go into the locker room with a 3-point lead. Sauce for the goose. Who's going to have a little more come the second 16?
I tell you what, if I'm Anthony Wayne to start off with, I'm really pleased going in at half. Only 3 points down, 1 possession game. They're definitely taking St. Francis out of their rhythm. I'm talking to my players. You guys are hitting the boards hard. Continue to do that. Just, fellas, we got to finish at the basket. If we can finish at the basket and make some more layups, we could be up by, who knows, 5-10 points. As far as St. Francis, guys, if we get a rebound, we got to go. We got to get transition. We got to try to get that easy 2-point layup. If not, be patient with the zone defense that they're seeing by Anthony Wayne. They got to attack the seams. When they did that and got it into their low guys, low post guys, good things happen, and that's what they got to get back to, because Anthony Wayne, they are all over the perimeter, all over it.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show on the other end of this at the intermission. Knights 27, Generals 24. You're watching the opening round of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Well, we welcome you back to the Dog Pound. I'm Brent Balbinot. He's the coach, Chris Dales. We are thanking you for joining us as it's the opening game of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic, and it has not disappointed. We invite you to stick around for our second half of today's action, as it will be the host Defiance Bulldogs welcoming the Bowling Green Falcons roughly about 15 minutes after the end of this one. But right now, the 5-0 St. Francis Knights coming over from Toledo, Anthony Wayne coming over from Perrysburg. Couple of Toledo area schools, not unfamiliar with each other, and man, did they bang on each other for the first 16 minutes. Completely different styles of play, but right now it's the Knights with a 3-point advantage, 27-24. It is the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scoring totals. Let's start with the Knights. All 5 starters in the scoring column, and being led by point guard Jamison Heck. Drained a couple of three-pointers. He's got 8 points. Then just a ton of balance here, Coach. 5 points for Chris Polinitz, 4 apiece for Trayshawn Chenault. These are guys that average double digits, mind you. 4 points also for Alan Horton, and 3 for Raheem Brown. 3 bench points, Reed Crowell coming off the bench with a basket, and reserve center Jermaine Polk hitting 1 of 2 from the free throw line. But we talked about making sure everybody gets theirs. Heck, Brown, Chenault, and Horton all average double figures. Anthony Wayne's defense has clamped down here this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. And with St. Francis's, there's definitely no selfish play. If there's an open man, they are definitely hitting the open man, and I really like that team concept with them, and they're going to really need that the second half.
On the flip side, for the Generals, they wanted a slower tempoed ball game. Although I will say this, they've run the secondary break very well. Everybody thinks of the fast break being the first guy or first 2 guys down the court. You've got trailers, you've got guys that fill the wings, and Anthony Wayne has done an excellent job of maybe playing kind of a medium-sized tempo, but at the same time being led by Cole Biderharm, their center, 9 points. 5 points for Blake Robeson, 4 for Jackson Urinovich, 3 for Mason Taylor, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, and 1 of 2 for Zane Kudzia, their point guard, who averages nearly 14 a ball game, being held to 1. But, Coach, this has been, I think, a first half that's been marked by great movement without the basketball, tremendous looks within, 3 or 4 feet, and Anthony Wayne has just had trouble finishing.
Yeah, definitely, and you hit it on the head. They are moving, off of backdoor cuts, screens, away from the ball. for the open layup, and they're just not finishing. And you give St. Francis credit. They've been able to come over and contest the shot, but they got to finish. And if they could finish, I know they'd be at least tied or ahead going in at halftime.
27-24, we'll see which wins out in the second half, the irresistible force or the immovable object. Stick around. It promises to be a good one. You are watching the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Halftime Show on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
A future Robeson, future varsity athlete. Who knows what? We're just saying maybe 12.
10, 12 years from now. Sure.
He'll be on this floor. Good Lord willing, we may be calling him then.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Great. That would be great. You got to love to see the young Bulldogs out here. I'm sure Coach Lehman has the young programs going and got that all started. And, that's what it's all about. You build those relationships, with your players and the younger kids, because younger kids look up to the varsity kids. And just what a great atmosphere it is for them.
So here we go. Second half about to get underway. Looks like the same starting five that began the game will begin the second half for both teams. For the Knights, Heck, Brown, Polanich, Chanot, and Horton. For the Generals, Kudzia, Robeson, Urinovich, Taylor, and Bidenhar.
Anthony Wayne starting the way they finished with the 1-3-1 defense. Going to make St. Francis move the ball. And they exactly do, hitting the three.
Chenault opens up the second half for the Knights with a Premier Bank three-pointer, yourpremierbank.com. Lead is 6. Generals, that's a good look.
It is.
Uncontested from 15. You tell him to keep taking that shot, don't
exactly,
you?
Yes, it's a great look.
Bidenharn just didn't finish at the other end, wanting to run, one and done. And how about that? He missed the shot, and yet he's the first man down defensively.
Great hustle by the young man. He's wide open on the low block.
Dribble penetration into the paint. Urinovich almost fell down. And he forced up a contested shot there. We've got a whistle, and is he guilty of the foul?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, little frustration, I think, there. But, yeah, would have been nice if he pulled it out or would have dumped it. He was in there with some very tall St. Francis players.
Urinovich, the guilty party. Just underway here, second half, game 1 of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. Our thanks going out to Grube for sponsoring This is a heat check. What about 26 feet out? Jamison Heck is feeling it. Wow.
That will definitely pull Anthony Wayne out of the 1-3-1, or they got to get over and rotate a little faster.
That would pull the Pacers out of the zone.
Yeah.
And another turnover. Here they come. Heck gives it up. Secondary break, and Chanot misses the dunk, but I think he was fouled.
It looks like he's going to have 2 here. Yeah.
And as this is, Jurinovic picks up the second.
I think he hit his head on the rim.
Yep.
Good for that young man.
Chanot, again, coming into today, averaging 3.5 points, but nearly 6 boards per contest. He's got 7 on the ball game, make it 8.
He's running the floor really well. That's what really opened up there on his dunk attempt.
Well, he's got a very small sample size from the free throw line, but he is perfect on the season. He's 3 for 3. Spins the ball in his hand, releases, make it 4 for 4.
St. Francis has come out hot.
Well, this kid only averages 3.5 a game, and he's already got 8. So
That's
you figure
surprising.
This is gravy.
Yeah.
On the drive, this is going to be high off the square. What tremendous touch by Robeson.
Great finish by the young man. Penetrated and nice touch on the ball.
Lead trimmed back down to single digits.
Anthony Way they're staying in the zone.
Yep. Looks like I think maybe more of a traditional, well, I'm going to call it a 2-3 right now. The wings are sagging. And a foul off the ball.
Sometimes coaches call it like a matchup zone.
Mm-hmm.
And they, whoever is in that area, it becomes like a man-to-man.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting there. And hopefully, Anthony Wayne can continue to put some pressure on St. Francis here, but they've drained some outside shots.
Well, there's the difference in today's zone and the zone of, say, 20 or even 25 years ago. It used to be you just stuck around in an area and you didn't really play D until somebody came to you. As Horton goes hard to the basket, he's got to be 6'8", 6'9", does he not?
Yeah, definitely. Great finish there. He went hard and he was up high.
But what you hear a lot of coaches say, when I was at the University of Iowa, Tom Davis, they used to call him the doctor, used the phrase, nice pump fake down low, and the bunny is missed by Bidenharn. But back to your thought there, Coach, he used the phrase, guard your yard.
Yeah.
So you are responsible for a section of the court in a zone, and if anybody sets even a foot into it, you go to them rather than vice versa.
Yeah, definitely, yep. Being an old football coach, coaching DBs, you don't ever want to guard grass. Guard a person.
Yes.
Same concept in basketball.
Boy, Bidenharn, he is playing with every ounce of energy he's got as he hits the deck there, but he'll head to the line as Horton picks up. Is this going to be his second or his third? It's his third. So the big man in trouble, and Coach Kaczmarek immediately going to his bench, although one big man for another.
Exactly.
As Polk about to check in, as Bidenharn drains his first free throw, he is a perfect 3 for 3, and he has 10 points today.
They're not missing a whole lot. Their substitution, another big guy, big-time finisher, big-time rebounder. What a great asset to have coming off the bench.
Bidenharn, a 78% free throw shooter on the season. He's 100% on this trip. 37-28. The lead remains 9. I think this is more of a traditional 2-3 zone here, but the top half of this zone almost with some man-like principles. They're really extending.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yep. Good look.
And look at this. Trayshawn Chanot, whatever he had for breakfast, I'm sure Coach Kaczmarek wants him to keep it up.
Yeah, nice shot. He flashed to the center, to the foul line. Anthony Wayne did not cover him at all, and he put it up, and easy 2 points.
And another turnover. At the other end, coast to coast, and Brown finishes with the left hand.
Timeout here.
41-28. The lead is 13.
Don't let them play.
Crucial possession here for Anthony Way.
Yeah, they need a score here.
Oh, wow, heat check, and they got it!
There we go.
Blake Robinson steps up and says, jump on my back, as he cuts the deficit to 10 with another Premier Bank three-pointer. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second break, a Mark Moats Ford timeout. We're back with more from the Dog Pound right after this on DCTV Sports. Back at the dog pound, 4:17 left to go in the third quarter. It is a 10-point advantage. Largest lead of the game for St. Francis was 11 points. And right now they've just done enough to keep the Generals at arm's reach. Brent Balbinot alongside Coach Chris Dales. Look at that. I told you that we had basketball royalty in the house right there in the middle. That is Jay Gast, former University of Toledo men's basketball player. He was a standout back in the 80s, and his son is a sophomore on the varsity roster, Cole. He's already 6'4". I think he's going to pass Dad in height in another couple years. But, again, onto the floor right now, number 33, Cole Gast, the sophomore, and he's banging away down low with number 45, Jermaine Polk.
They are definitely banging.
He's playing behind him, and that's just great on-ball defense right there by Bidenharn. Well, there's more than one way to prevent the post pass, right? You can put some pressure on the ball.
Yes, that is true.
3:45 and counting here in the third quarter. Heck, if there's such a thing as a quiet 11, he's got him. He just seems to score when his team needs him to.
Anthony Wayne's really trying to pack it in.
Yep. Well, look at this. Polk's got it. Is he going to try and take the underclassman down low? He displaces him, misses, but that's just brute strength. Goes up strong,
great effort.
And that's just what being bigger and stronger can do for you.
He was in good position, but, yeah, you're definitely strength and size right there. Definitely won out.
Lead is 12. Slowing it down right now. Jason Volts. And this is not where Anthony Wayne wants to be. Their style of play does not bode well from playing from behind.
No, definitely not.
Especially double digits. Ooh, errant pass, but Johnny on the spot. It was a good look by Robeson, but he can't find it. And here comes Heck. 3-on-1. He'll dish. Open three. Nice move by Brown, and he turned what could have been a corner three into a beautiful lay-in.
Yeah, very unselfish player. Could have took the three, but he drove to the basket for the easy two-point layup.
45-31, and St. Francis now pulling away. That ball is kicked, luckily for Anthony Wayne, or that would have been a turnover.
Anthony Wayne, they just got to convert on the offensive end. You know, they're getting some good looks. They got to make some shots. They had a couple turnovers. They got to eliminate their turnovers here. Let's see if they can get it close to 10 here before fourth quarter.
If you're 10 or under, if you're Anthony Wayne, I know that would be a little bit of work, but you're still within arm's reach going into the fourth quarter.
Definitely.
And
I think that's a goal that you need to set here.
Likewise, if you're St. Francis, you got a chance to maybe go for the jugular here, don't you?
Yeah, without a doubt. Ooh, nice pass.
And it goes off the fingertips of, did it? Yes, it did. It goes off of Bidenharn.
Good vision there. And you always tell your post players, always have your hands ready. Always have them together. That was a good pass. Looks like some full court pressure here by Anthony Wayne.
And Coach Kakmarek is just saying attack. Right now they're doubling the ball, and Heck breaks it as he crosses the timeline. And a heads-up play there, too, not to kill his dribble. He's got 11 on the afternoon, and he has scored in multiple ways on the drive, from beyond the arc.
St. Francis just needs to be patient here. There's no need to rush anything.
Pump fake. He's going to take the three. Why not? My goodness.
26-footer to 23-footer. No big deal.
It's like a layup to him.
Yeah, no big deal.
Another Premier Bank three-pointer from Jamison Heck. He's now got 14 on the game. And St. Francis is beginning to run away with it now, leading 48-31 as we've got a foul at the other end.
Good ball movement by St. Francis. They're shooting well from the. They're shooting well from the outside the second half. They've come out on fire.
Polk picks up his second. Bidenharn back to the charity stripe, where he is 4 for 4 this afternoon, make it 5 for 5. Entered today's game shooting just under 80%, about 78.5.
Anthony Wayne is not playing bad at all.
No.
They've had just a couple of turnovers, but they're playing hard. They're playing well.
Shooting well from the free throw line. Look, sometimes you just tip your cap to the opposition, don't you?
And there's nothing wrong with that. you can play well, and sometimes the team's better than you.
Lead is 15 right now. Knights taking their time, and just as I say that, stop and pop jumper for Trayshawn Chenault. He's having himself a ball game.
He's very unselfish. Wide open shot there.
He's got 15. This is a young man that coming into today averaged 3.5.
Well, that average is going to go up a little bit.
Yes, it will. On the drive, nice stop and pop jumper. Just goes begging off the right side by Juranovic.
Here, St. Francis comes again.
Heck. Well, he is just so smooth. Stops and pops here from 18. Book it!
He's on fire. He's doing it all for him now.
He's just effortless.
Yeah. And he's so smooth, like you said. So smooth.
52-33, and all of a sudden it's an 18-point game. In and out, knocked out of bounds, off of Polk.
Good defense, too, by him on the other end of the court. He's just not playing just the offensive end.
Yeah.
He's playing the defensive end, too, and you really got to like to see that.
You know, I'm looking down at him. He is a senior, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Jamie prior to the game. He mysteriously disappeared. But I would love to see where, if, and where he might be making plans to play at the next level.
Yeah, he definitely has the skills to do
that. Right now, just from what we've seen, we haven't seen him have to do too much. The game has come to him. Certainly if I'm a Trine or an Ohio Northern.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm thinking this young man may have a D2 skill set here, too.
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe a GMAC or a GLIAC. Step back three here. Boy, that was online. It was just a bit short. Throwing up a prayer just before the buzzer sounded. And that is a number that was not on the roster we were given. 42 is Logan Horton. And that will bring us to the end of 3 quarters of basketball as St. Francis just simply took over. During that third 8 minutes, they lead 52-33. We'll take a 60-second break. Back with the fourth and final quarter right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock at the Dog Pound. We welcome you back to the opening game of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. Stick around. We've got the nightcap. More like the afternoon cap.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Defiance will host Bowling Green. But right now, St. Francis just 8 minutes away from going a perfect 6-0 after getting a really tough first half challenge from Anthony Wayne. Quick three at the other end, and they're still playing ball as Blake Robeson with another three.
Anthony Wayne, they got to get a shot off within the 20, 30 seconds down. They can't wait.
On the drive, Brown slipped into the paint, and he fakes the pass, fades away. How do you describe that except just great basketball?
Yeah, great effort, staying with it. Anthony Wayne went to a man-to-man. I expected that. Try to speed things up a little bit.
Speaking of being sped up, that's a turnover, and here they come at the other end as Michael Yates with the steal, and he's in the books. And it's now a 20-point advantage.
Turnover, they're gone. They're gone. They're running the lanes.
Logan Horton, senior center, in the middle right now for the Knights as we're seeing a couple of substitutions for Coach Kakmarek.
Anthony Wayne's just got to settle down just a little bit here. Yeah, they got to work fast, but they just got to settle down, got to play clean, no turnovers, get a shot up.
At this point, there's no such thing as a 20-point basket, right? If you are Coach Arthur, you want to see, okay, how does my team handle this situation?
That's right, yep.
And another quick three at the other end. Boy, he almost drained it. Robinson, though, a little long. And here comes Mr. Smooth, Jamison Heck. Feeds his big man down low and immediately going to work. Horton off the mark. Skying to pull down the board is Brown. One of the shortest players on the court, and yet he's going to back it out. Raheem Brown and Heck. And right now, we're seeing Coach Jamie for St. Francis saying, look, we've got it won. I don't want to see street ball. I want to see you run the offense.
Run the offense, yep. Be patient, get a good shot.
Brown, great feed to Yates. That's
a good shot.
Yep.
That's running the offense right there.
Well, and
that's what you like to see.
You got a couple subs on the floor now, too, so here's a chance to see what different types of combinations and how they play well together.
Always great to get your bench in, get him some playing time versus a good opponent.
Foul's going to go against Yates, his first. Team foul number 1 here in the fourth quarter. And back to the charity stripe for Anthony Wayne. This will be the first time today, though, for Blake Robeson.
St. Francis just taking over this third and fourth quarter. They've played so well. They've shot well. They've moved the ball well, hit some big threes. They've done an excellent job, especially on the defensive boards, not allowing Anthony Wayne to get their second and third shots.
Robeson, a 78% free throw shooter. He's perfect in 2 here. So 58-38.
That was fast.
Yep. St. Francis. Oh, look at this. Heck thought about driving, and maybe in a tight game he does, but instead he kicks it out to run offense. Going up strong with the left hand. Horton couldn't finish. But look at that. 3 white jerseys back in transition D. Nice wraparound pass. Oh, going up for the dunk, and Bidenharn gets swatted. Here comes Yates. Stops. Backdoor cut, and he just was a little in front of Heck.
St. Francis, I don't know what Horton is, but he's got to be 6'4" or 6'5". I mean, the hype just keeps coming and keeps coming for these guys.
I'm guessing Horton. We were talking about that earlier. I'm going to say 6'7", 6'8".
Well, it's wow.
Charnot, I'm looking over down there in the far corner, 22. I'd say probably 6'5", 6'6".
They got someone coming always.
You just can't practice against that type of length if you don't have it.
And it does so much. Changes shots, your passing lanes. It does so many different things.
Robeson, they forced an inside-outside operation to the offense, and he drains another Premier Bank three-pointer. It's going to be too little too late, though, as we're now under 5 minutes left to go in the game. Lead is still 17, and Heck, just trying to think, what haven't we seen him do today? He's got excellent handles. He's tremendous off the drive. We've seen his range. He gets back and plays defense. He's just kind of a calming presence on the court. I mean, he's a basketball player. And just as I'm saying that, the tight man defense by Anthony Wayne frustrates the big man, and Horton guilty of the turnover.
The reason for that turnover is the off-ball defense. They were denying everybody not to let him get the ball. That was a good job by Anthony Wayne.
That down 17. Still hustling.
Yeah, and sometimes you find things out about your team, and if you can do that now, maybe you can do that more. You can build off of it.
4.5 left to go in the game.
Can't turn the ball over.
Loses the ball, and yet Yates is stripped from behind. Nice pump fake, wraparound pass, and there's where height buys you 1 block, and that's just a tremendous move by Volts to use his body to shield off the big man.
Yeah, he shot that from the hip to get it away from him.
58-43. Coming up on the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. Legs flared. Are they going to count that and call the foul? Raheem Brown with a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
Nice shot.
Wow.
St. Francis, I mean, they're just keep on trucking. They're not backing down at all.
And yet, you look at it, there's just a smoothness, I'd say a discipline, probably even a maturity with this group right now. They're not showboating. They're not playing street ball. This is discipline.
No, you're 100% correct. And what I like is they're not changing their offense. They're still doing what they did, in the first quarter. Hey, if it's open, we're going. We're driving. We're going to shoot.
Crossover going up against the big man, and Robinson pays the price for the better part of discretion for valor there. Here comes Heck into a double team. Great ball movement. Wide open 3. Unselfish. What did I say? They'll all get theirs.
Unselfish basketball. I see now why they're undefeated.
Yep. Another 3 for Brown. He's got 15 on the afternoon. And this is after a great first-half defensive effort by Anthony Wayne where all of St. Francis's guys were at least half, maybe under half of what their normal output is, but, man, did they save their best for last.
And like we were talking before, Anthony Wayne has not played bad.
No.
They're just going against a really good team, and Anthony Wayne's going to win a lot of games this year.
Heck has 16. Brown has 15. Chenault, who normally averages 3.5, has 2, 4, 6, 9, 13.
He's having a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah, big game.
I'm also looking at bench production here, Coach, too. Yates with 2, 4 off the bench. Kroll with 2. Polk, 1 of 2 from the free throw line and a basket. I mean, everybody who set foot on the court today for the Knights has made some type of contribution.
That's really great to see. And once again, that comes back to teamwork and not being selfish. And you got kids that are working hard in practice. When they get their time to play on the court, they're making the most of it. And, I'm sure that all comes from their daily routine in practice and believing in the system. And that's just a great job by St. Francis. You don't always see that.
Nope. So the winner, barring something completely unforeseen in the next 3:16, St. Francis will be making plans to play in Monday night's championship game. That is an expected tip-off at 7:30, and they will take on the winner of the second half of today's Twin Bill, as Defiance and Bowling Green getting set to play 15 minutes after the completion of this one.
We got some really good basketball teams here this year, and no matter who gets to the championship, it's going to be a great game. And, the consolation game is going to be good, too.
Yep.
Wow, Anthony Wayne is no slouch. It's just too bad they had to, face St. Francis in the first round, but they're going to learn from it. They're going to get better.
Coming back out onto the court, both teams getting ready to finish up the final 3:16. Generals inbound, top of the key, wide open. Base might have been a little narrow there for Cudzia, and it's getting a little chippy underneath. As you saw Horton tie up Taylor. Jump ball to call, and it will be Knights' possession. Or did they call a foul there? Nope, jump ball.
Okay. That's good out-of-bounds play by Anthony Wayne. Get a right-away quick shot for 3. Just missed it.
Look at this. Generals coming out
presser.
on a full court press. Yeah. Well, if there's such a thing as a one-man press break, it's going to be this guy. Heck.
Yeah, get it to him and clear out is what you say.
He's
get
just
it to him and clear out.
Heady. Just heady.
Yep. He can break a press by himself.
Yep. Under 3 left to go in the ball game. Little 3-man weave at the top of the key.
Good ball movement by St. Francis.
Yep.
Looking inside.
Pulling it, surrender the basketball. That's a dangerous cross-court pass to Brown. It's deflected. Who's it off of? It will be General's ball.
Good hands by Anthony Wayne.
Coach Kakmarek forcing a smile there. Look, when you're up by 20-plus points, you can go ahead and let one slide, right?
Sure.
He thought
it was the right idea. He tried, and just, Anthony Wayne was in that lane there and went off St. Francis.
He gave a nod to the official as if to say, no problem.
We'll let that one go.
As this one, Biden Harn. That's his first basket from the field here in the second half. He had scored 4 points from the free throw line in the third. Open 3. It just doesn't seem to matter, does it?
It doesn't matter what the time is. One pass, he was wide open, he took it. They are playing St. Francis style basketball.
Polanitz makes it a 22-point advantage. That's his 8th point of the ball game. Weidenharn's going to stop and pop for 3, and it's over. Quick outlet. And Heck could have pushed. He's going to run the secondary break here as he's almost stripped. Look at this. Polanitz is going to attack. That ball might have been partially blocked. Ooh, and behind the back, nifty ball movement there by Robeson. Maybe, maybe not. Volt's thought about it.
They got to go. They can't spend too much time.
Weidenharn down low, high off the square. Taylor he had to alter that shot.
Yeah, he did.
St. Francis is big men, and trust me, men, plural.
Yeah. And multiple.
Yep. Look, at most high school rosters, if you have one kid that's like, say, 6'7", 6'8", that's a bonus.
Yes.
But you look down, and I count at least 2, probably 3 for St. Francis. I don't know how you scout for that. I don't know how you practice against that.
No, you just can't. You just can't. how do you get better? You get better by going against it, because I'm sure at some point along the line you're going to face another team like this. But St. Francis has definitely got some big guys that they're very athletic and they do a lot of good things.
Whoever they meet tomorrow night in the championship game, and you would think that Defiance is going to be the heavy favorite.
Hope so. Mm-hmm.
You've got 6'6" Garrison Smitty. You've got 6'5" Khalil Ligon. That's about the size that the front court for the Bulldogs. So they can match up to a certain degree, but it will be interesting to see how things play out tomorrow night. First things first, Brent Lehman would probably be throwing a minor temper tantrum if he told me I'm already planning on them playing in the championship game.
Yeah, I would too.
They still got to earn it.
Yep. Either way, though, if the Bulldogs do end up playing them, that's going to prepare them for league play too.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see some kids like that throughout the league too.
So into the ball game right now for the Knights, Sam Koo running the point guard. There's a steal, little contact, no whistle. I like that, too. The officials realize what the situation is here. You don't need to get whistle happy in the final 63 seconds.
No, definitely not.
If it's an obvious foul, yes, but you can also let them play.
Yeah. Let's just finish this thing out, finish it out clean. Both teams have played hard today. Good sportsmanship by both teams.
The inbounds, that's going to be a catch-and-shoot three, and in the books, Ethan Robeson with a Premier Bank three-pointer.
Anthony Wayne's got some stuff to work with, that's for sure.
67-48, 19-point lead. Saints milking some clock. Julian Coleman is on the floor along with Coop. Into the low blocks.
Nice move.
Boy, Horton and a follow-up. Wow.
You don't see that too often, little baby hook. Unforgotten skill.
Yep. Whistle sounds at the other end. Blocking foul going to go against, well, we've got, I believe that's Joey Bernard, a junior varsity player that's dressing varsity.
Yeah, he's got quite a few JV guys in there now, and well, they should.
Dribble penetration on the left wing by Juranovic. One and done. St. Francis can dribble out the clock here if they want. Of course, you got some reserves that say, Coach, I deserve a little more PT.
Right. Ooh, there's a reason why there's a rim out there.
Yep. Hand checking foul is going to be called against Robeson. Coach Lehman coming by. He's geared up now for the second half of our twin bill today. Talk about a man, I don't want to say that built the program, but can you remember the coach prior to him? You got to go back a ways. Buzzer sounds. Tight ball game through one half. St. Francis just imposes their will in the second 16 minutes. 69-48. As the Knights stay perfect on the season at 6-0, the Generals fall to 3-2. Coach Jamie Kakmarek and company will be making plans to play into, can't say tomorrow night's, Monday night's championship game of the Grube Holiday Classic. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the South Lane 66 post-game show, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, South 66 Lane's post-game show. When we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
And we welcome you back to the Dog Pound as the South 66 lanes, Postgame show is underway. Game one of our twin bill today of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic is in the books, as we saw the St. Francis Knights out of Toledo have just a tremendous second half en route to a 69-48 victory. They remain unbeaten on the season at 6-0. Anthony Wayne will fall to Monday night's consolation championship as they are now 3-2. From Balbinot alongside the coach Chris Dales, we're going to talk to our resident VIP, Rich Seward from Grube, here in just a minute. But first, we're going to break down the stats today, scoring totals. And again, you look at what happened through 16 minutes there, Coach, 27-24. Both teams going into the locker room at the half, and you said Anthony Wayne's defense was exceptional. It was. And yet at the same time, the Knights still had a 3-point lead. Both teams could probably point to silver linings. But I asked you, which wins out in the second half, the irresistible force or the immovable object? We got our answer. It was the irresistible force.
Definitely. And, St. Francis went into halftime and definitely made some adjustments to attack that zone defense, because it really slowed them down. And they just came out hot. They did a couple skip passes to the wide open three. They nailed them, and basically that was it. That's all she wrote. And from there, they just played their game and they never looked back.
We talked about everybody gets theirs as one of our keys in the pregame for St. Francis. I wasn't sure they'd have one, much less three players get the double digits, a little below their individual averages, but that's what an aggregate can do. A team wins versus any one individual performance. And Jamison Heck, I don't know where he's playing. We're going to try and get Coach Jamie Kakmarek over here to join us in game number 2. 16 points, ran the offense, played great transition D. He was the straw that stirred the drink today. On his heels, Raheem Brown had 3 at the half, finishes with 15. Likewise, Trayshawn Chenault. This is a kid that only averages 3.5 a game, finishes with 11. And Chris Polanitz was 1 basket away from hitting double figures with 8. 6 points for Alan Horton. And then they got 5 bench points between Reed Kroll and Jermaine Polk. Whoever plays this team Monday night is going to have their hands full.
Yeah, they are very well balanced, very unselfish. When they need to make the extra pass, they do that. They hit the wide open guys, and wow, they got so many weapons everywhere, inside, outside. It's going to be tough for whoever it is to match up with them.
On the flip side, for head coach Josh Arthur and the Generals, led by Blake Robeson, 18 points. Cole Bidenhorn was playing against guys who were half a foot and probably 20 pounds better than him. No matter who was on the court, they just had a 3-headed monster at center. He gave everything he had today. He finishes with 15, and then the production drops off after that. 4 for Urinovich, 3 for Taylor, 1 for Kudzia. He's a kid that averages 14 a game and nearly 6 assists. They took the General starting point guard out of this contest. Jonathan Volts with 2 off the bench. So we know what one half of the bracket's going to look like. Stick around here because we've got the second half, Bowling Green versus Defiance, in about 8 minutes. We're going to come back and talk to the power behind this tournament. It's called the Grube Holiday Classic for a reason. Grube doing so many great things, not just here, but in the community. We are going to talk to marketing specialist Rich Seward on the other end of this. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more of the South 66 Lanes postgame. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
We're a little under 8 minutes before they tip off the second half of today's Twin Bill, live at the Dog Pound. Defiance getting set to take on Bowling Green in the second half of this afternoon's opening day of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. Brent Balbinot, Coach Chris Dales, and the man from Grube himself, marketing representative Rich Seward. I'm stepping back to make sure we have framed him up correctly. It's almost like the Price is Right here. I am Drew Carey, and you are
Rich Seward.
I was going to say one of those sporty convertibles they give away in the concert in the prize round, but that's okay, no problem. Rich, number one, just talk about what it means for Grube to sponsor this event and really being involved. I know this time of year everybody's talking about 'tis the season, help thy neighbor, but for Grube it's 24/7, 365.
It is. We're a local business. Stephen Kelly Grube, local people, grew up here. Very tied into the community, really want to give back, and they do. And we're really grateful as a company to be a part of that, to be here to represent them as people as well as the company as Grube Inc.
One thing, too, and you and I were talking about it, it's one thing to look at, say, a national brand and say, I like supporting the locals, and there's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, we do that quite a bit. But at the same time, I think sometimes getting lost in that translation is working for the national or even the regional brands. You still have local people that are owners, local people who work there. So when you go, whether it's Buffalo Wild Wings, whether it's Marcos, you are helping support the local community at the same time.
100%. That's one of the things we've been making a big push in the last year, and we're going to continue for years to come, is really trying to get boots in the ground in our local communities and be involved in the local schools. And thankfully, we have business in Defiance now, so we're really getting pumped in here now with Marcos. And Stephen Kelly have always been really generous to the school in general, but with a business in Defiance, it allows us to do that much more.
Now, Coach Dales and I are standing right here. If Marcos needs pitchmen, I'm going to raise my hand. I don't think we have to twist this guy's arm at all. One thing I will say is this, and I'm not just saying this because he's standing in between us. When I order a sausage pizza at some places, you have to break out a magnifying glass for it. If you order pepperoni, you know that there's pepperoni on the pizza.
Yeah.
Sausage is one of those mystery ingredients with some outlets. If I order a sausage pizza at Marco's, I know I've got a sausage pizza.
Yeah.
I know that I'm making somewhat of a joke here, but to prove a point, quality control is very important to you guys.
I will tell you, when we bought into Marcos here a little over a year ago, year and 3 months or so, we inherited 2 operational people, and a lot of the GMs, I mean, they're for the majority all still with us, but our heads of operations, Derek and Anna Cheek, are phenomenal, some of the best in the business, and we really look at them when it comes to how do we set that standard. We just opened a new store in Van Wert in the last month, and they're crushing it. And it's because of their leadership and making sure operationally high-quality product goes out to the community, and the people respond when you get good product.
Coach, you know all about that from a different perspective, a different profession, but you were nodding yes to that.
Yeah, here's what I want to hit on. I've known Rich for a long time. We worked together when I was assistant principal here, and he worked at the Y, and I've known the Grube family forever. I went to school with all the boys, played baseball with Steve, and their dad was great in our community, and this is what they're doing. They've put in an ice skating rink. and some type of glow ball or something. You know, I don't know exactly the right term, but we drove down there last weekend. Place is packed, you know, and they're just giving to our community. And, you know, Rich, just talk about that and just say what you're doing for the people here of Defiance, which is so cool.
I mean, and I know they're very generous to the basketball program specifically. I know it's one of Steve's passions, but I know you were talking about the skate rink. In my time at the Y, I cannot tell you how generous they were to us, just to make sure that we continued. We were able to expand and grow. They're big supporters of United Way. And they get a lot of ass. They try to be as generous as they can, but he has some specific things that I know really tug at his heartstrings.
That's awesome.
So they're good people. They do want to be involved, and it just continues to, as we continue to grow as a company, their generosity continues to grow as well. So it's really impressive. Extremely good people and involved in their families, but they want to leave a legacy behind for the Grube name and for the community and Defiance as a whole.
Well, Defiance is very lucky to have them, and it was just so neat to see all the kids down there ice skating and playing in the big ball thing, and it was just really neat to see. Thank you for that.
No, as you're singing their praises, these sounds like the type of people you might want to work for, correct?
Well,
you're expanding. Give us some details. If somebody wants to maybe learn more about how they can franchise or just plain work in some capacity, what would be the best advice you could give them?
It's all about relationships. I mean, I was lucky enough to transition from the Y to Grube about a year and a half ago, and it's because I knew Steve and Kelly. And I had a great relationship with them at the Y, and it's been a seamless transition. It really has. And I would say reach out to our HR department. We do have a website, grubeinc.com, and our HR department's on there. We do post everything on Indeed. Okay. So if there's any openings. And the neat thing, I mean, I've gone to some local schools that are doing like the culinary arts type of thing. You know, you're in Alliance, Ohio, and you're in culinary arts, but we have stores in California. We have stores in South Carolina. You can transfer to these other stores. Like, you don't have to stay in the town you're in. So as a young person, you can go see the world and continue your career path. And I will say that people that work for us are compensated very fairly. GMs, and I feel, are paid very well. Have a good bonus structure. It's a good opportunity. And Marcos is the same way. Like, and again, we're growing. We have Salina on deck right now. They'll be opening here shortly. It's under construction already. And I think there's another site or two they're working on. We should have 2 or 3 new ones open this next year.
And Van Wert is operating now, correct?
It's running, and people are responding impressively well to how well we're doing over there.
Locations here in Defiance. We got to sing to the hometown.
They kill it. They do a great job for us. It's one of our best stores.
All right. Anything that we're missing that we should be talking about?
No. We're just really grateful to be a part of this. We're really grateful for Steve and Kelly's group to be generous. And Grube Inc. to be here, and all the support that the local community has given Marcos.
Rich, thank you so much. We appreciate your sponsorship.
Coach, always a pleasure.
I knew this guy had a long list of VIPs. He's been poor boying it on me for a long time. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll get ready for tip-off. Defiance and Bowling Green up next on DCTV Sports.